Good morning, everybody. How you doing? What is going on in the world of Everquest for you? It's a Sunday morning for me. I got most of my adulting done that I needed to, so now we're just going to sit down with some coffee and we're going to play some Everquest. Right now we are making our way to Kale Drakal, or Kale Drakal, I guess some of you people might call it. We're going to go beat up the Avatar War and King Tormax. I know here lately I've been focusing on some Luckland content, but I think today we're going to do some Valius stuff, maybe some Kunark stuff. We're going to see what all we can get to fill out these bags, and then we're going to do another giveaway, except for this time this giveaway is going to be for items in my bag. Items in my bags, I should say. The last time I did this, I just let... we did the same thing as the Chrono video, where I just post the video, you guys comment on it, and I'll pull a comment from that video, and whoever wins will be able to get all the items in my bags. The only stuff, of course, I'm not going to give away is like my illusions and all of my stuff. The stuff that we've been getting from these these loot run-throughs, I'll give away. So like these first few bags, last time we did this, it ended up being around 260 items that we gave away. So I want to try to get, to the same point. We want to fill up this bag, and for the most part this bag. And then I'll just give away the items that we have. So once this video is up, we're just going to go ahead and count this as the video. So here's the video. If you're watching this and you hear this and you see this and you want these items, just comment on the video and we'll give away these items. It's as simple as that. Again, the only thing that I request is that you either have a character on Firiona Vie or you make a character on Firiona Vie, and we'll meet up and I'll give you all these items. It is going to take quite a few bags, though. Especially if you're just making a character and you're coming to pick up the items, it's going to take a lot. Like last time, the winner from last time, which I can't believe was already like 3 months ago, he had to bring in a whole second character to pick up the loot. So that is definitely a thing. So as long as you're able to have a character or make a character, we'll hook you up. I don't care if you use the items, if you sell the items. I would much rather that you use them, of course, just because I want people to come back and play. But if you just want to sell them, cool. There are a couple of items I am going to be pulling out of this because I plan on using for my characters, like this Eulogy and this two-hand blunt. I'm going to be pulling out to give to my alts. Everything else, all this Luckland, Valius, Planes of Power, all this stuff, it's all yours. I'll just give all this away. All this TAC V gear, Discordant Dagger of Night, all these old Temple of Vishan items. Normally at this point, when I have this many items ready, I would just make a second character somewhere on one of my several different accounts, and I would just transfer the items over, and they'll just sit there until I make an alt. But on one of my accounts, I already have 11 different pack mules full of items, so we're just gonna give this stuff away. And that is nice. But yeah, it's as simple as that. If you are interested in winning those items, feel free to comment and we'll get started. We'll give this a couple of days, like we did the Chrono. I want to get this stuff cleared off before next Friday, so I don't have to make another character and start moving stuff around. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. If you want these items, hit me up. Comment on the video. I don't care what the comment is. Like the comment for the Chrono winner was, "I'm so hungry I can eat a Misty Thicket at picnic," which is hilariously appropriate for Everquest. So yeah, it is as simple as that. If you want some Everquest items, let's go. On a side note, anybody who is watching as well, like, is there any content in particular that you would really like to see me hit and kill? Because at this point, I mean, from all the videos I've posted, I've hit basically every boss that there is, from classic to from classic probably up through, like, for the most part, Demi-Plane of Blood, which is like Depths of Dark Hollow, King Tormax. But yeah, like, if there's any bosses or anything like that that you'd really like to see me hit, whether it's a new boss or old content or something like that, I don't care. Like, if there's anything in particular you think it would be cool to watch, let me know, because I do not mind some variety. Boots of the Storm. Okay, we already got some of those. Crowd of King Tormax. White Dragon Scale Sash. Oh man, that sells for so much on TLPs. Oh, we already got one. Damn. Hate seeing the loot go to waste. But yeah, just as we're getting closer and closer to the Fabled content, which is supposed to be within the next few weeks, I think, knock on wood, I really hope the Fabled content hits soon, so I can destroy those bosses before I take a little bit of a break from EverQuest. But yeah, if there's anything in particular you'd like to see me hit and kill, just let me know. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the giveaway. I'm ready to clear out my bags here, give some cool items to some people who might really be looking forward to it. Whole bunch of really good twink items, whole bunch of really good level, you know, anywhere from 60 to 70 items should help you along your way. And besides, it's free loot. I mean, what's not cool about that? What's up, Mr. Derricor? Creature would take an army to defeat. Every time I start to get my Claws of Etienne faction up, I just completely destroy it by wiping out the Temple of Etienne bosses. Statue of Ralof Zek, let's go! Man, that thing has such a huge aggro range. Yesterday I was watching one of my favorite streamers on Twitch hit some Keldra Call on Project 1999, and it is such a reality check seeing how weak characters are, even at like the end game of Valius. Just seeing how strong these bosses are compared to characters. Like, I didn't even think about the fact these guys are all level 66 that I'm just one hit killing. So they're deep red to people who were level 60. So like, there's no way that anybody's ever in here even soloing except for maybe towards the entrance. So sometimes I just forget about how strong these enemies are. It's perspective. Watching one of my favorite streamers just go through and, like, they have a group of like 14 people killing all these guys just all around, all the trash enemies all around here, the arena. And it's taken like 14 people, and it takes a while to kill these guys. So it's just 100% perspective. It's so cool just to think about how strong the power creep ends up becoming later on. I used to dream about the idea of like soloing these guys for loot. And now, like that, I hit him one single time for 850,000 for a critical assassinate. I thought he had way more hit points than that. That's kind of strange. I thought he had like 1,000,000 hit points. Ooh, Blade of Carnage. Wow. Guys, he dropped basically every good thing that he can. Wow, okay. Blade of Carnage, Flayed Barbarian Mask. Sorry, that's got a rot. Oh, see, that doesn't sell for crap anyways. Never mind. Wow, those sell for... That's down to 5,000 platinum. That's such a good twink item too, and it weighs nothing. 60 AC. That's insane. I never even paid attention to how much AC was actually on that, but... Oh well, that rots. Really good drop haul from Avatar of War though, so... Blade of Carnage. Nice. Very, very, very nice. Alright, and let's teleport on out. Let's go hit Sleeper's Tomb. See if I can find us some really cool lore about Sleeper's Tomb while we're going. Seemed like people like that that tiny bit of Lucklin lore that I talked about with Lord Inquisitor Saru and Emperor Sra. Maybe we'll find us a little bit of lore about Sleeper's Tomb and Keldric Hall. And by a little bit, I mean like, holy crap, there's so much lore about Sleeper's Tomb especially. Anybody remember back in the day how cool it was to be online and in your server whenever people unlocked Kerafyrm, and he just went on like this murder spree across Valius. It was always really weird to think about the fact that whenever he went on his quote-unquote murder spree across Valius here, he would come out the Eastern Waste, and then suddenly he would just almost immediately be over to Western Waste. I mean, I guess lore-wise, he could have just flown over, but then he just goes straight through. No, never mind. So he goes through Eastern Waste. Maybe he goes through Keldric Hall, and then he comes out the other side, and then he's in the Waking Lands, and then he goes to Sky Shrine. I guess technically is probably one of the better ways, one of the faster ways that he goes. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up and see what I can find on that. I just remember he basically comes out and is just on a murder path all across the Valius area until he finally gets up to the dragon at the top of Sky Shrine, which I for some reason can't remember his name. And then he kills him, and then I think he disappears. But I just remember people talking about how cool it was to see it happen. It's just a shame that they don't have events that make that happen again. If they ever brought an event forward that let that happen, I would pay just to be in game and watch it happen. I mean, also because the Sleeper's only level 100 now. I don't know if anybody saw my video that I can post up here on the screen, but like where I went through and I fought, I actually fought all the dragons through the Dragons event, which it takes you from like the level 50 dragons, Lord Nagathan, up to, with Sleeper being the final boss. He's Kerafyrm the Awakened, and he is, it's like his level 90 version, but coming through the Sleeper's Tomb here, at the end, whenever you can target Kerafyrm because it still shows him asleep. And if you target him, he's only level 100. Like, they stopped increasing his level like 7 or 8 expansions ago. Because with Kerafyrm, they always increased his level. Every single expansion, they increased his level and the damage that he would do. Just because of how they wanted to keep him ahead of the curve, so he was always quote-unquote unkillable. And up until about 7 or 8 expansions ago, they just stopped increasing his level. I think also just because on all the live servers, he had already been killed or released. But if anybody remembers, back in the day, whenever one of the guilds, I think it was on the Zek server, that was able to actually kill him, the first time they were almost able to kill him because they were glitching it, and then they had him attacking an NPC as opposed to the players. Whenever they were finally able to kill him and he dropped nothing, and the GMs had to have like this whole big like, oh, I'm sorry, like we didn't expect anybody to kill him. We despawned him whenever you guys were doing, you had inappropriate activity, had him attacking an NPC as opposed to attacking players. But whenever he died and he dropped nothing, I just remember like the disappointment was massive. Because of course he never had a loot table. He was never, he was never planned to be killed. It was just hilarious to think about the fact that he took several hours, I think, of clerics with all their res sticks. Like they had like a group of like 30 clerics just constantly rezzing people, and people were throwing themselves at Kerafyrm to kill him. And after like 2.5 hours of it, they were finally able to kill him, and he dropped nothing, and everyone was just like, whoa, we didn't even expect droppable loot, but we expected him to drop something. It would have been really cool if he dropped something like Lord Inquisitor Saru. Because you know how whenever you kill Saru, back in the day, since he wasn't meant to be killable, he dropped those items I was talking about, the sad exploitation, like the boots and the earring of sad exploitation with like negative 99 stats. Everyone expected it to be something like that. They still expected him to drop something like that because he was never meant to be killed. It would have been really cool if he dropped something at least to kind of show for it. Anyways, it would have been really cool if he had at least dropped something whenever he was finally killed after all that time and effort. Because I'm pretty sure it was the Zek server where it all happened. The big deal for it was the fact that, since he was never meant to be killed in the first place, and that server never attacked him or fought him at all. They kept him alive on that server for so long just so they could eventually try to fight him and kill him. It had to have been, God, what year was it? I'll have to see if I can find it. All I remember was we're like multiple expansions and levels ahead at that point. And of course it was Kerafyrm, so he was still going to be red. He was still going to death touch people. That was like his thing. He death touched and killed practically everybody on the spot. And you couldn't survive the death touches yet just because it still kept doing more and more damage eventually. So I just imagine a group of like hundreds of people throwing themselves at Kerafyrm and dying over and over and over again. That would be an event I would love to see these days. If they could modernize it a little bit and bring all these like level 120 people forward and just have people try to kill them on a server, that alone, even if they required people to be subs, like subscribed to the game to be able to come in and watch it or participate, they would get their subs up so high. They would have so many people who just like show up just to watch Kerafyrm be killed again, or attempted to be killed. I just love those Spectre graphics, so cool. I remember how I always wanted to make a Necromancer back in the day and get Necromancer up to level 60 because that's like what your Necromancer looks like at level 60. Furious Phantasm. So cool. But yeah, that's what your Necromancer's like leech spell looks like. Another battle hammer. Furious Shroud of Unlife. Yep. Great for Necromancers, but that negative hit points though, woof. That is rough. I think there's also another one of these bosses we can spawn if we kill all 3 of these crystal golems. There we go. Sinister Gargoyle. I am sad that the one of the few zones I never actually got to see before it was changed was Kerafyrm's lair. Before it became Sleeper's Tomb, with like the actual warders up, I never got to see what that zone looked like. I mean, I know that it's still the same zone as this, but I never got to see what all changed, because I'm sure some of the random monsters changed. We know for sure the warders turned into the ancients. But one of my favorite videos I used to watch back in the day was a group of raiders. Like, they cut and uploaded a video to YouTube back before it was really big back in the day, and it was a group of raiders going through the Sleeper's Tomb. Had like a really cool German song playing in the background. That was such a cool time to like fantasize about back in the day. Some like young little teenage kid who just started playing the game, and I would see all these raid bosses and stuff. It was so, I guess, fantastical is the word I'm looking for. It was so crazy just to think about. These bosses I used to think about all the time whenever I was like, oh man, imagine how cool that loot would be. And even like long after this expansion was even really relevant, and as a kid, like all I was really doing, I think it was around the time I was playing Gates of Discord content. So of course this loot is like beyond not relevant. And the only good thing I ever really wanted was the dwarf or the gnome mask. It would be really cool though if whenever you made your own instance, if it spawned Kerafyrm though. That is like another small change I wish they would let you have. I wish, especially, oh, could you imagine if we could get like the Mask of Tinkering to drop these days on like the Firiona Vie server? I'm sure that would just sell for an insane price. But yeah, it would be really cool if you could get instances for Kerafyrm's lair. Actually have him spawn in and be in here. Because even at level 100 with him death touching and stuff like that, I bet it would be a fun fight. Yeah, I bet that would be a really cool fight. And I still love how killing these dragons even drops your faction with the giants too. It drops your faction with like literally everything except for Claws of Evasion, which it slightly increases, which is kind of funny. Kildrakon the Ancient. If I remember correctly, I think this dude back in the day used to have like one of the worst debuffs too. Let's see what we can find here. Good old Alakazam, the Frozen Lands of Valius. Kerafyrm's Lair, Sleeper's Tomb. Kerafyrm's Lair, formerly known as Sleeper's Tomb, is a dark dungeon located beneath the icy waste of Valius, and was used by the first brood to imprison the dragon Kerafyrm. Anyone at least of the 55th level can now enter the zone. The actual key no longer required is gained through a quest. See, it says, eras ago, there was no such thing as Claws of Evasion or Ring of Scale. Dragons from all over Norath were a part of the same faction. At some point, two dragons of different color decided to mate. Resulting from this union were Kerafyrm, a baby crystal dragon, and an ensuing war amongst the dragons. In a successful effort to end the war, the first brood imprisoned Kerafyrm in a tomb deep beneath the frozen waste of Valius, leaving 4 warders in place to guard the now dormant crystal dragon. Geladar, a rebel dragon amongst the Claws of Evasion, wanted to bring the Golden Age back to Norath and decided that the sleeper had to be awakened. He, however, was slain in a great battle with the Ixars and now rests in his spirit form in Dragon Necropolis. Hey, we've killed him. Due to his death, he needed to enlist the aid of Norathian ventures to further his cause. In due time, Kerafyrm was indeed awakened and went on a rampage from his tomb to the icy waste and into Sky Shrine. See here. And then quite a lot of time passed before he resurfaced in Crystallos. With the warders slain and Kerafyrm free, this historic tomb is now home to a group of ancient dragons. Oh yeah, the warders. Yeah, here we go. That's crazy. Okay, so technically, whenever this was level 60 content, Kerafyrm was level 75 at first. See, oh man. 52 pages of lore here. Okay, so some of the first posts, let me post this up on the screen. It says, okay, the beep 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 DTs for a second, quads for 1,200, which at the time, guys, everyone, like, I think the highest hit point tanks had during the Valus expansion was like 6,000 maybe. So basically just a one-hit quad kill, insanely short delay, and 2.15 billion hit points. Vox has 33,000 hit points. Go get your calculator and do the math. 33,000 hit points damage a second will take 19 hours to kill this mother. Never, never, never going to happen, or until Variant wants it to happen. Well, yeah, because it used to be Variant back in the day, so forget about all the rumors, the uber loot she has, because nobody has ever seen any loot of hers. These posts are all from like May of 2001, and people think at the time that she only had like 2.1 million hit points, which that can't be true at all, because Vulak Air has 1.7 million hit points. Oh, let's see here. Someone shared a fake weapon graphic of what they thought. Aw, it doesn't even load anymore. But I remember people used to talk about there were like weapons that they thought would drop from this boss. Sadly, I don't see anything on here. Oh, wow, and according to this post, some of the original speculation was that Vishen was made to be a mate for Vishen. I love seeing the original post where people talk about how much this Kerafyrm hit for. Let's just say that the posts that I'm reading, I'm not going to put up on screen. These were from a different time. People can't really talk like that on the internet without getting canceled. Some of the things people are saying are very not nice. Oh wow, I found a whole huge post about the lore of the Sleeper. That is way too much, way too much to read about. Oh, okay. Okay, so here's some background. Okay. So, let's see here. In game's lore, Kerafyrm was a prismatic dragon, a child of a forbidden union between two dragon flights. He was very powerful and had gone mad, so the other dragons sealed him away in a dungeon. 4 dragons kept him asleep and guarded him. Killing those 4 dragons, dragon keepers woke him up and he was not happy. If you woke him from asleep, he went on a rampage through several zones. Normally, bosses were stuck in one dungeon and people outside were safe, but he went across all of these zones, killing everybody in his path. He can only be woken once. Whenever he woke up, he would alter the dungeon he was in, which is Sleeper's Tomb. He was intended to be so powerful that he could never be killed. A guild was dissolved, with some members being suspended and others banned for trying to wake him up in an unintended way. Most servers ended up waking him up and seeing him go on his rampage, and that was that. However, a small number kept him asleep. Let's see here. He was still asleep on 2 North American servers, Rallosec, a PvP server, and Alcabor, a server for Mac users. Okay, back to what we were doing here. We'll go over a little bit as we're going. I just realized I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes. Let's see. Ancient prismatic sword. It was really cool to read about in the lore that supposedly it was actually Kildra Khan that was the one who was sentenced to watch over the Sleeper, and the rest of the dragons were just kind of included along with that. Oh, that is cool. We got a screenshot that we can download also. I'm going to post that up on the screen so you guys can see that here in just a minute. That is insane. Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to post that up so you guys can see that. It was one of the first confirmed screenshot kills for Sleeper's Tomb, but apparently it was not the actual first Sleeper kill. The first attempt that showed he could be killed was from a Taiwanese Chinese server by the guild Peace of Formosa. They released a video showing Kerafyrm reaching 15%. Let's see if it's still up. The real first Sleeper kill happened on a Chinese server in November 16th of 2003. The next one on the Rallosec server that I remember hearing about wasn't until November 17th, 2000. Wow, okay, so we're going to link that also so you guys can see that. They got video footage of them fighting the Sleeper also. And it looks like... Did they kill him? Ooh. Oh, no, the video footage was of him getting down to 15%. And then the Sleepers, the Warders respawned. Yeah, whenever they got him down to 15%, the Warders respawned because the GMs respawned him. I am so happy that we got that included also, so we're going to show a link on that as well. And we're just learning all kinds of stuff about Sleeper's Tomb here. Oh, Tunair would take way too long. I am not about to run through Plane of Growth again. Let's go kill some... let's go kill some lower plane bosses. Let's kill Plane of Fear. We'll go beat up Inneruk too. See if we can get some Amulet of Necropotence for people. I'm definitely going to have to share this video because that's really cool. Let's see here. So the original Chinese guild that tried to fight the Sleeper said that a GM actually showed up, it looks like. They conjectured that a GM intervened to stop them as the dragon should not... should not respawn so quickly. Apparently they were not offered a second attempt like the North American servers were. Wow, I didn't know that. The next serious attempt on Sleeper was by the group of guilds on Rallosec. They got Kerafyrm to 26% hit points whenever he despawned. They pointed fingers at GMs trying to maintain Sleeper being unkillable or possible bugs. After players complained, Sony apologized and respawned Sleeper in his sleeping state. The first Sleeper kill was by the guild Silent Oracle on the Taiwanese Chinese server, King of Thieves. The proof that they had is a post linking to Chinese forums and a screenshot, and a thread on a Chinese forum. These posts were all before the Rallosec kill. The second Sleeper kill was by the same group of guilds on Rallosec after the GMs respawned Sleeper for them. They used the same tactics to finish the job. This is widely considered to be the first sleeper kill, but that is incorrect. Well, yeah, 100%. I would say that's incorrect. So there's a screenshot of the first Sleeper kill. Let's see if there's still a link up for it, or if it doesn't work anymore. A lot of these links seem to be broken, which is a shame. Okay, so the original Chinese saved capture. See, I didn't even know they had Chinese Everquest servers back in the day. Why is this something I'm just now hearing about? That is insane. I had no idea. I think Peace of Formosa deserves a lot of credit. Normally in MMORPGs, the only thing that matters is the first people who successfully do something. Almost doesn't cut it. In the case of Sleeper, though, I think that the first near kill was crucial and a major achievement. Everyone had long ago accepted the idea that the Sleeper was an unkillable killing machine and there was no point in even seriously fighting him. It is quite likely Peace of Formosa triggered both the Silent Oracle and Rallosec kills. Evidence for this, you can find forum posts about Peace of Formosa, along with their video before the Rallosec players ever made their first attempt. It is also interesting that Peace of Formosa originally played on Rallosec, so the details of their success likely reached Rallosec that way as well. That's cool, I didn't know that. No wonder I never heard of these servers. There's some controversy even if you accept these Taiwanese Chinese players had the first Sleeper kill. The first claims that the Taiwanese Chinese servers were not official. Apparently, I had no idea that the servers they weren't even on the Sony, like this a part of the Sony game. Apparently all of these servers were through NCSoft. Claims that the Taiwanese-Chinese version of the Sleeper was not as strong as he was on Ralosec. Oh, this appears to be true. Ooh, see that I had no idea. But the situation is more complicated. The Chinese servers were lagging behind in expansions and were only up to the Valius expansion. While they had a less powerful Sleeper than the North American servers, where it had been buffed to account for more powerful players, these players were themselves less powerful as they did not have the benefit of newer expansions' power creep. One could argue that they fought him in his truer form, how he was at the time of Valius. Sleeper is after an all-Valius event. Oh, shit. Okay, so since these servers were like through a partnership between Sony and NCSoft, they were also behind in expansions. You can see the dragons spawning in the Piece of Formosa video. This is odd as they should not normally spawn again so quickly. People thinking, oh, that's on a hack server. One possible explanation for this was part of the event involved the warders coming back to help, and claims from the Chinese version were bugged and did not regenerate his hit points as they should. So that makes a lot of sense after just sitting here looking at all this stuff. I'm so glad that someone put the effort and time into this. I'm definitely going to post this stuff up on the screen so you guys can see it. But this is definitely like a way back lore video here. I had no idea. So I'm learning a whole bunch of stuff I had no idea was even a thing as well. I did not know that there were Chinese servers, first of all. I did not know that a Chinese server was the first to actually kill Sleeper, second of all. And they actually did it on a Valius expansion. So they did it like in his most original form before he was buffed to account for future expansions. That alone is kind of insane. Oh, nice. Look at that. Amulet of Necropotence. That will be a part of the video giveaway too. Crimson Robes. Monsoon. I don't remember seeing this one drop. Oh, wow. Look at that. Base damage 30, delay 30, 45. Ooh. Another Soul Leech that someone said was really rare back in the day. Well, now that I've just completely taken myself through a huge blast from the past, thinking about this Sleeper content. This is all from one dude. I'll share this link also. This dude went through a whole bunch of old forum posts and going all this information. So all of this is, of course, you know, hearsay. It's not like actual good. It's not verified information. This is just all from old forum post. So I still want to say, since it was on the verified Sony servers, I mean they had an agreement with NCSoft, but I want to say since they were on the actual I'm not saying Americans are better, I'm just saying since they were on the actual Sony servers, it was on the verified Sony servers, that I still want to say that the Ralosec was the original version, the original first kill, because who knows what could have been messed with, like 100%, who knows what could have been messed with or changed whenever the expansions came out later on, and he was buffed to account for more powerful people. So who knows what all actually ended up changing, or what could have been changed by Varant at the time. Shade of Kazakh Thule. Oh shit, let's check to see what we got here. Oh, a second Amulet of Necropotence. Look at that. Monsoon. Bloodfire. I remember wanting these items so bad back in the day on my level 1 characters. Shaman Barbarian only weapons. That's so funny. Alright, let's go beat up this big dude here. What did we get? What did we get? Robe of Inspiration. Really good twink item. Alright. Mana Regeneration. Oh, we already have one. Brain of Kazakh Thule. Summon our little banker here and try to get these items out of our inventory. So, with that being said, I'm going to get to work on this video. We're just about an hour through. That's going to be it for now, guys. I'm going to get to work on some other content. I'm going to get this chopped up and uploaded. This is still going to be the item giveaway video. Comment on this video if you are interested in those items, and we'll go from there. So good luck to everybody. We'll get something posted up, and we will see you guys in the next one. So good luck to everybody.